Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with Channel Disturbance. This is an M44, the Tier 6 American SPG. It's located on the southwest spawn of Province under the command of demontaxidriver. Yes. And, well, this is probably the most favourite Arty amongst most Arty players. And, well, he's about to use his 155mm howitzer to good effect on the enemy. And I think many of you have actually expressed that you wanted to see more M44 replays because you like this Arty. Well, let's see how demontaxidriver gets on. Now, he hasn't been around playing for a little while because he's been so busy, but this was a pretty good game to come back to, you might say. He's situated himself in the bushes, aiming towards the enemy, and he's ready to shoot. Now he's got a reload time, fairly fast reload. Should be around about the 16-second mark. He's got Coca-Cola premium consumables, dialing in on an AMX 12 ton, but he's changing his target to an SU-100. Rounds out, falls short, but it stuns him. Now he's got another Arty in his team, an AMX 13F3. Now that's the Tier 6 French SPG. It's also got a 155mm howitzer. Going for that Hellcat. Ooh. Rounds out. And a massive hit for 274. And he's stunned. And he's fighting that Type 58. And the Hellcat goes down. Now, just a bit further up the road is an AMX 12 ton. That one we saw earlier. And the box tank is killed. Won't be long before this 12 ton goes down either. He fires a round in and tries to go for some splash. He gets some stun and 120 of splash. Now, can he kill it off with the next round? Rounds out. Yes! Nicely done. So that's his first kill. Okay, he's now selecting the right target. Going for a Striv 74. Unfortunately, that tower is in the way. So if he fires, he's probably going to knock down that arch instead of hit the target. Yep, he did. Okay. Those are priority targets at the moment because his team are actually moving up that side of the map. If he can get rid of them, then it'll allow his teams to actually deal with the Arties at the back of the map. Fires around at the poodle and stuns him. Now he's going to have to aim a bit further back. Yep, he's going for that Striv again. But one of those arches is still in the way. Okay, he's loaded. The Striv's pulled back. Rounds out. And yes, he gets a hit. 227. Some nice splash there. And the poodles... Oh no, well it wasn't the poodle. It was the SU-100 came around the corner. And he's paid for it by being killed. The Striv's there. The poodle's pulled back. So he's now able to hit both of them. And looks like both Arties are firing in the same spot. He's not indicating his target to his teammate, but it certainly helps that they are both aiming in the same direction. Okay, there's a bit of a lull in the fighting just for the moment, and so he's paying attention to the enemy tanks on the west side of the map. And we're looking at a VK, I think, round here. A VK 3601H. Can't see it at the moment. It's the Tier 6 German heavy tank. He's sitting around that corner. I suspect if he fired the round through, he would actually get some splash. I doubt if that tank would have moved away from that position. Instead, he's realigning his aim to try and get that Cromwell. Bit of a difficulty here because he's trying to fire up over some rock face, but he might be able to get it. He does! 234. Nice one. Now, I think that Cromwell's still there because we're showing a red line. And really, if that tank wasn't still there, we shouldn't be seeing it. But it also might mean that the shell's about to hit the ground at the red line mark, the red line point. Okay, switching aim again because an enemy Jackson's just come into view and killed our IKV-65. We're dialing in, but we're trying to change aim at the same time, and oh, good direct hit. 231. It was a lucky shot, But obviously, if you have a lot of practice in a particular arty, you can get those lucky shots every now and then where the shell goes. Even with a blown reticule, the target gets hit. He fires at the 74, splashes him, and he's killed. So he picked up the stun assist. Switches immediate aim to the Jackson, who's wiped out. There's only one tank in it at the moment, but it's still neck and neck. Cromwell. If he fires now, he can probably splash it. Rounds out and right in front of him. He's down to a one shot. And the T-3485M's gone up to the spot where the Cromwell was previously. And there's the 3601H. That's it. Find out where he's headed. Fire the round in. And a direct hit. 205 on his front. Looks like it hit the front left-hand side of his vehicle. Okay, almost ready to shoot. Lining him up for another one. Fires it in and kills him! A blind shot kill. He's having a good game so far. Now the SU-100 knows he has to be Arty safe to stay behind that rock. If he moves out from behind the rock, he can be attacked. So he's staying there. The T-3485M's pulling back as well. This is very difficult. Now, the Dickermax is saying he wants support fire on that SU-100 at the moment. So we're switching back. Oh, the SU-100 has moved. And he's coming up the road towards the Type 58. And there's the Poodle, the one that we were trying to get earlier. Dialing in. Almost ready to go. Fire at the corner. Rounds out. And he splashes him for 173. That's a good hit. And the Dickermax puts a round into him as well. We can kill him with the next shot. Oh, we did put a round into the Dickermax. Don't chase him, Dickermax. Don't chase him. Rounds out. And he's dead. The Dickermax did get him, but now we've got the ass of that SU-100. Oh, unfortunately, he's dead. Okay, so can we hit this SU-100? Rounds out. Right into the side of him. Potentially a high caliber now. Dickermax is going for the SU-100. So it's 105mm gun against 100mm gun. Unless, of course, he had the big 122. Okay, well, we're trying to get that Cromwell. Oh, we just lost our Dickermax to the Hummel on the enemy team. And our Hellcat as well to that T-3485. So there's only 3 left on our team. Oh, he killed the T-3485 with a blind shot. He fired at just the right moment. The guy was waiting to go unspotted. He did go unspotted, but it was too late because demontaxidriver put that round in and took him out the game. So there's only that Cromwell down that end. And our Arty, the AMX-13F3, has moved up to find out where he is. And he's found him. Unfortunately, it looks like our AMX was actually accidentally damaged by our own teammate and then taken out by the Hummel on the enemy team. So it's now 2 of us versus 4. Demontaxidriver and the SU-100 versus the Cromwell, the Hellcats, the Hummel and the M44 on the enemy team. Well, I'd say the Cromwell is going to be coming this way. And the SU-100 is going to actively spot for us. So we could do a lot by actually moving to a new position. And he avoids the trees to give away his position because the enemy Arty is going to be looking for where he is. And he's now changing to a different spot to give him better warning on where the enemy is. And here comes the Hellcat. He's coming up. He's to our left. There he is. And I think the Hellcat spotted the SU-100. So we're going to go for the shotgun. We've locked on. Oh yes, what a shotgun! We were spotted though, so we need to hug the rock to avoid Arty. Just let the reload go through. Cromwell is kept occupied by the SU-100. Now we can go. We're unspotted. Aiming for that Cromwell. If he pokes his head round the corner, he fires around in anyway. go back to hugging the rock because the Arty will know that that's where we fired from. We need to change position. Oh, he's taking a tremendous risk, but it's worth it for every penny. If that Cromwell is still there, and you have to believe that he is. He's aiming right at the spot. You can see where it was. Hugging the rock again, just in case the enemy Arty is getting ideas. And I have the feeling the reason why we're not seeing any enemy fire from the Arty is because the Arty are on the move and they're coming here to shotgun. The Hummel's quite slow, but the M44, he could be here quite quickly. And I think the reason for this is because the Cromwell is reluctant to come out when there's an SU-100 who's near full strength. At least I think he was. No, he's 55%, but he's still got a lot of health. 320. There's the M44. He is the first one to arrive from the others. Kill shot! Beautiful Arty round into him. Hugs the rock just in case the Hummel was looking. And here comes the Cromwell. He's making his move. And the SU-100 finishes him off. It's now 2 versus 1 from 4 versus 2. The odds have turned completely the other way round. I should actually say it was 2 versus 4 originally. Now it's 2 versus 1. Okay, so now the job is to find the Hummel and kill it. And I think demontaxidriver wants to go for it. I think he feels lucky. He's had one good shotgun already. And I feel he thinks he can do another one. And I'm pretty sure he can. But if he gets that Hummel, not only wins the game, he also gets a counter battery. Every incentive. There's the Hummel. He's been spotted. He's on the move. Locks on. Turn. Tries an auto aim. He gets a hit. The Hummel knows where he is now. Just waiting for the reload to go through. But the Hummel cannot get out of the way. He's stuck there in the valley. And we just got to wait until the reload's in. Auto aim onto target. And that's it. Game over. Top Gun. Counter battery. And the game, the win. Very nice indeed. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for demontaxidriver in the M44. He picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 29. He got a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. A counter battery for taking out both the enemy Arty. A Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else. And he was certainly going for it. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in that battle, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, and he did get 6 exactly. And what a game to come back to. It shows that demontaxidriver hasn't lost any of his skills whatsoever. He's still absolutely at top of his game. And there you can see it, top of the table, 2,833 hit points. Next high scorer only had 2,011. That was the T-3485M on the enemy team. And after that, it was the Dickermax with 1931. When it came to kills, he got the highest number again, 6 kills. The Hummel got 4, and the Dickermax managed to get 3. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,360 base experience points, 790 goes to the Dickermax, and 703 to that Type 58. So let's have a look at detail. He fired only 23 rounds in that game. I thought he'd actually fired a lot more than that, but he only 23, got 7 direct hits and 2 penetrations and 20 splash. Damage of 2,833 hit points, of which 2,375 were up more than 300 meters. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle. He damaged 12 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and he did 767 hit points of damage off stun assistance off 16 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 36,066 credits, and after resupply of ammunition and consumables, he took away 22,484 credits. I think there might be something there that we're missing, because if you take that amount away from that, you don't come up with 22,000. So what replays? You're not telling something. He received 1,360 XP times 4 for the first victory, got 4,080 from a missions completion, took away 12,240 experience points altogether. So a very nice little total there for the Demon Taxi Driver, proving that yeah, he's really on the ball and he's still doing it. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell, and thank you for watching.